Hello and thanks for stopping by. This is Golf for the NES, released by Nintendo in 1985, and I'm playing this game on a retro USB AVS system. This is one of the older NES black box titles, and I've seen it many times over the years and never played it. Kind of surprising considering it was a really common game. I didn't have a hard time finding it, and it wasn't expensive. It was pretty much in every retro store I walked into over the past 4 months. It plays like you would expect pretty much all golf games, I think. At least the ones I've played, only with a slightly cartoony NES-type graphic. I also think it's generally accepted that the avatar is supposed to be Mario. It looks like him anyway, at least a little bit. At first you choose the club you want to use. I don't golf personally, so for me it's a little bit of trial and error. And there's also a chart at the back of the manual to assist. As you would imagine, each club has different ranges. After you select the desired club, you need to aim using the gamepad. This is an arrow that you point to aim towards the hole. There will also potentially be wind speed and a direction of the wind that you might have to worry about. That's displayed on screen too. That might affect how you aim and how strong you make a swing. Once you're comfortable with your aim, you use the A button. Actually, you need to press it a total of 3 times, while paying attention to the swing meter at the bottom of the screen. The swing meter has a white line, or potentially a couple of white lines, depending on the type of club you're using. This is where the swing meter is going to start, and when you actually hit the ball, the position of your swing meter icon related to this spot will determine how powerful your shot is. Dead center should be the strongest and straightest. So you press the A button to start your backswing, and it will start your swing meter moving. You press the A button again to start your downswing, and then you press it a third time to set the impact position. Like I said, if your impact position is dead center of that white line, it should be the strongest and straightest, and if it's to the left or the right, it will curve your ball in a particular direction. You don't have minute control of the direction you can aim your club. If you notice when you move your gamepad to the left and right, that arrow will seem to jump in large gaps. So what happens is you have to approximate with that arrow, and then you need to finish off aiming basically using the curve you can get from the swing meter when you place your impact position to the left or right of the white line on your meter. This control schema changes a little bit when you're putting. I didn't realize this at first, and it caused me a little bit of grief. When you're putting, you only need to press the A button twice, not 3 times. You press once for backswing, and then once for downswing. With putting, when you get on the putting green, you have the ability to fine-tune your aim a little more. You definitely have more latitude here. You can also see directional lines on the putting green, which is also useful because it helps determine the slope of the landscape and it'll help you aim accordingly. I enjoy golf games just fine, although I can't say I'm huge into them. This one is a reasonably standard game, I think, compared to what I've played before in computer golf, or at least from that era. I can't say I've done too much modern, but I've played plenty of golf games on PC. This one has all the basic elements of a standard PC golf game, I think, although it's a little more simplistic. Granted, this was a big box Nintendo release, so we're talking the early days of the NES, and that gives us an appearance of a game that's cartoony, which, yeah, that's okay, I don't mind. But if you were to jump to the PC equivalent of that time, you would see more courses available for sure, you'd have more detailed backgrounds, and likely you would be able to select different players as well. In some cases, you could probably make your own courses too. Now, I wouldn't necessarily expect a game like this to offer you the ability to create your own courses necessarily, but thinking about it now, I guess, it would have been a great addition to the game, and I don't know, maybe it's not too much of a stretch. I know this is a simple game overall, but Excitebike was from that same sort of era, and you could create your own courses to play on that game. Now, maybe creating an entire golf course would have been too much, but I don't know, maybe a practice mode where you can maybe create one hole, that would have been pretty useful. Or, even just to create one on the putting green would have helped. Like I said, this does have all the elements you'd expect from a golf game in terms of mechanics. All the basic elements are there. There's no music to speak of, although golf has always been a quiet game anyway, so I think it'd probably be a little strange if there was a soundtrack here. I guess overall, the only thing I think that's missing from this one for me maybe is maybe a little more variety in terms of visuals. It's predominantly green for the most part, I know, but I don't know. I don't know what you do to change it, to be honest. It's not like green is an unexpected color on a golf course. I don't know, maybe I'm becoming a little too accustomed to seeing variety on video games. Maybe. Well, that's all I have today for golf for the NES, one of the early black box games. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll catch you on another video.